Hi, and welcome back to my channel, where I'm working on documenting the build of my first fursuit, Blood Moon, an Eastern Sergal. On the last episode, we completed the patterning and sewing of Blood Moon's ears, and today I'll be walking through how I made the eyes and installed them onto the head base, as this is something that I wasn't exactly sure how to do. Hopefully this helps some of you with your own projects. I started off by trying to decide whether to paint or print the epoxy eye blanks for Blood Moon. I found a free image by Heavenly Odyssey online that I liked. I just needed to make some modifications to match my mental model. I printed out multiple sets of eyes on some photo paper. Off camera, a couple days prior, I had mixed together some epoxy I found on Amazon and put it into some globe molds to create the eye blank. I mixed equal parts of parts A and B of the resin and poured it into the silicone molds, which produced a crystal clear eye blank. I then took a tube of E6000 Plus I got from Michaels and spread it generously on the back of the eye blanks, and then pressed them firmly onto the photo paper, working out as many bubbles I could along the way. I decided upon the print size through several rounds of experimentation, and was really surprised to see how much the eyes popped when the resin blanks were set upon the print. They seemed to just about double in size. I was initially worried about the ink running, but I didn't find that to be a problem with the photo paper that I used. I don't know if that'll be the case on plain white paper, but I was pleasantly surprised either way with the results. I then let the eyes set up for a few hours, and then cut them off the photo paper. And this is where things got real. I had no idea how to set these eyes in the head base. It was a little bit of a challenge trying to get the eyes oriented in the desired position, and then using the glue gun to get the glue in the right spot. I wasn't too worried about getting glue onto the eyeball, as I knew that I would be covering a good portion of the eye with some epoxy sculpt shortly. And here's the final result, a goofy looking Sergal. I kind of thought he looked like a puppy that had just seen a tennis ball and he was waiting for you to toss it. I took equal parts of the epoxy sculpt and mixed it together thoroughly. Initially, it's pretty stiff right out of the container, but it becomes more pliable as it warms up in your hands. I then split the bowl into about 2 equal parts, one for the left and right sides. Overall, my goal for this sculpting session was to fill any large gaps and to secure and blend the eye onto the head base. If I were to guess, you probably have a good 30 to 45 minutes of usable working time to work with the epoxy sculpt. I decided to trim off just a little bit of the duct tape here, just to allow a little bit more sculpting room. And now I'm building up that inner eye just a little bit, so I have a little something to glue the eye mesh to. And here's the result. Not exactly the greatest looking thing. You can see I trimmed out a little bit more duct tape around the eyes, allowing me to have somewhere to glue the eye mesh to. The next day, I added some eyelids. This gave me a nice reference for when I wanted to put the fur right up to the eyes. It gave a little bit of a nice eyelid. I also epoxy sculpted around the nose for the same reason. Since this is my first fursuit, and I'm kind of building it in a trial and error fashion, sometimes I forget to bring you guys along by recording the entire process. In this case, duct taping and screen meshing around the eyes. Well, this concludes today's episode, but I'll leave you with a quick preview of what's coming up in the next one, where we're going to finally attach the fur to the head base. Thank you for watching, and please consider liking and subscribing. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next one.